It's Vlogmas and I'm lit. Vlogmas and I'm lit. Vlogmas and I'm lit. It's Vlogmas and I'm lit. Hey y'all, so if you did not know, I am a content creator. I have been creating content on and off for almost 12-13 years. However, I have consistently been doing YouTube for almost 3 years, and I started this new channel where I'm going to be doing vlogs, living life, doing different things, right? Now today I was going to bring you guys what I learned this year as a content creator. I actually was tagged in a video by the Rose Rundown. She creates pop culture content. Feel free to give her a watch. Entertaining stuff. She also has a vlog channel called Jasmine Unscripted. Feel free to check her out. I'll link her in the description box down below. But today I'm going to be sharing with you guys what I learned with being a content creator this year, because I feel like it's some crucial stuff that not too many content creators pay attention to, especially with doing YouTube. It's a lot to take in when you are a YouTuber. There are so many things that people do not discuss, that people do not mention. There is a lot to learn if you want to be successful with creating content. Now, I'm not going to say that I am the most successful person, because that's obviously not true. I mean, look at the subscribers. It's stuff to be learned, okay? There are processes, there are things to know, things to understand, ways to grow. There's much for you to learn, and when it comes to anything, you need to be willing to develop your skills. You need to be willing to do some research. You need to be willing to put your best foot forward if you actually want to grow, actually want to create a community on YouTube. So I got my book and I wrote some stuff down that I wanted to discuss. So first thing I want to discuss within doing this content creation thing is the fact that SEO is so freaking important. That was one thing that I was aware of, but I learned a lot this year when it comes to search engine optimization. Guys, we need to be mindful of the description box. We need to put keyword phrases in the description box. If you are talking about baking chicken, you need to be specific. You need to write in the description box, hey y'all, this video is about me baking lemon pepper chicken. We need keywords in the description box because there are so many creators that I support, and I don't want to go out of my way to tell them, hey, you need to fly your description box. You need to fly your description box. But there's so many of y'all that I support, and y'all do not be filling out that description box. Y'all do not be using keyword phrases. And I really be sitting here like, bro, y'all kind of dropping the ball. Not to get on y'all, but y'all kind of dropping the ball when it comes to YouTube pushing y'all out. Because I know for me this year, I really leaned more into doing my research when it came to specific videos that I was going to discuss specific topics. And I made sure to fill out that description box, and YouTube pushed my channel way more, where I was getting way more impressions, way more clicks. And that is so important. And I feel like a lot of people, you know, they'll create the title and then they'll just post the video. They don't fill out the description box at all. I also want to say y'all should definitely go into y'all settings and set it up where YouTube automatically puts certain links that y'all want to include, like whether it's y'all Instagram or y'all threads count. If y'all have any other YouTube pages, y'all need to set up y'all channel so that YouTube automatically will have all that information there for y'all, so y'all don't have to worry about constantly putting that junk in every single video. You need to automate stuff, okay? You need to automate stuff, and you also need to do your research when it comes to SEO optimization, because if you are not filling out your description box and helping the algorithm to understand, okay, this is what this video is about, they might not push you. They really might not push you as much as you should be pushed. Now, I'm not going to say every single video of mine gets pushed, obviously, but there are some specific videos that I've created that YouTube definitely pushes out because I filled out that information in the description box. And the other thing I want to mention to y'all is YouTube is not just social media. YouTube is a search engine. I'll probably do a more in-depth video on my other channel. Not on my other channel, but on this channel, I will do a more in-depth video breaking down some of my analytics for the other channel, because I feel like a lot of us don't know how to use our analytics. A lot of us are not actually looking at everything collectively on our YouTube channels. I know even for me, I just really started getting into looking at everything collectively because it's so much information. Please do your research. Fill out that freaking description box, y'all, because it's important. You know, YouTube could really be pushing y'all. Y'all could really be changing the game, getting in front of more eyes if y'all would just fill out that freaking description box. And I know some of y'all know I'm talking about y'all. Y'all my friends, but I'm telling you, please fill out that description box because I feel like it would help you more than it would hinder you, okay? Learn about SEO. And if you're doing YouTube for fun, that's one thing. But if you really trying to grow, trying to reach more people, please fill out that description box because it would help you tremendously. The next thing I learned is that not all content creators are trash. Not all of y'all are users. Before, I used to be so freaking hesitant when it comes to content creators, right? Oh, not me having stains on my shirt. Whatever, we here. Anyways, when it comes to content creators, not all of y'all are horrible people. You know, some of y'all are very supportive. Some of y'all are cool people. And I learned that this year because I've always been very, very cautious of befriending content creators and of becoming close to content creators. Now, there have been some of y'all that has slipped through the cracks where y'all will be like, oh, let's support each other. And then y'all be fake watching my stuff. Or there have been some people who I support, who I really messed with the long way, and then they started commenting on my stuff. I don't know if it was to be nice, but it kind of made me not want to rock with y'all because I could clearly see all y'all did was click on the video to leave a comment. And I really hate that because it is a handful of you that I was watching religiously for, honestly, probably a year or two. Then when y'all started engaging on my content, I clearly could see that you was clicking on my video to say hi and then dip out. And I don't like that. I really do not like that because it really had me looking at some of y'all sideways like, what are you even doing right now? I mess with you. I support with you the long way. You ain't even have to come look me up. You didn't have to leave a comment on my video to reciprocate. But the fact that you showed up on my video after I have supported you for so long, right? And then you proceed to hinder me. You proceed to click on my video, not even to watch it, literally to leave a comment and then dip out. I'm being so serious because that really rubbed me the wrong way with some of y'all content creators that I actually supported and I was not looking for no reciprocation at freaking all. I feel like I mentioned this before, but it's one thing if you don't create content and you don't understand the way algorithms work. Fine. But if you are somebody who creates content and you move that way, to me, I don't really mess with you. I really don't really mess with you after that. I was not looking for any type of you trying to mess with me. I was not looking for that. I support you because I liked your content. But then you move like that and that makes me feel weird because now I'm feeling like, why did you just do that? Like, why did you just show up on my junk? Not even really supporting my junk, but you acting like you supporting my junk. You know what I mean? But some of y'all cool. I mess with y'all. And I'm happy that we are in each other's lives. I'm happy that we have a connection. We have a bond. Some of y'all actually cool peoples where I would consider y'all being one of the homies. And I mess with y'all. But you others, I'm gonna need y'all to work on that. I'm gonna need y'all to work on actually being supportive. Because I think the thing that gets me is when people move like that and then they also will complain and then they'll be like, my community not really vibing with me. Y'all not really supporting me for real. This is the thing. Some people can create content and people will vibe with them. People will rock with them. Whether it's your personality, the information you presenting, something will carry over. But then there are other people where it's like sometimes you do need to bond through community, have some sort of reciprocation. If you're expecting other people to support you, you have to be willing to genuinely support them. You have to be willing to be authentically invested in supporting them and not acting like you are because, again, people can see the analytics. People can see if somebody is watching. It's one thing if somebody is getting a whole bunch of views and they can't really tell. But it's another thing if you're a small creator and I can clearly see when the watch time goes up and down. I can clearly see, okay, you just left this comment on this video. It hasn't even been a minute and you left another comment on another video. That's 15 minutes. Very telling, and I feel like people don't understand that. The other thing I learned was people like hauls and people like reviews. And I kind of already knew this, but I will say reviews are the main thing that got me watch hours on my other channel, apart from sharing specific experiences that nobody talked about, or even with my movie reactions, those get me a lot of views. And I realized it's specific content that does really well. Even with hauls do well for specific stores, I feel like. And you know, it's so many people that you competing with when it comes to social media, so you really got to sell your thumbnail, which is another thing that I learned. I gotten better with making my thumbnails. Some of them be hit and miss. It just really depends, you know. Thumbnails are very difficult because you really got to make something that's captivating, eye-catching, and that's quality. Again, when you competing up against so many other different creators, you really hoping for the best. You really hoping that somebody is going to want to watch your videos with that thumbnail. Literally, the thumbnail can make or break you. Unless you're talking about something specific. Because sometimes if you're talking about a topic that not too many people have covered, the thumbnail might not matter. Do more affiliate links is another thing that I realized. I did make more money through affiliate link marketing this year, even though I am not monetized. Highly recommend, if you can, apply to Magic Leaks, apply to Amazon Associates, Amazon Affiliates. I tried to become an Amazon influencer, and I think I don't know what the reason is. I don't know if my views are low. I don't know what it is, but they not letting me in that mug. I'm gonna try again potentially next year. Potentially I'll even just try with this channel, because I don't know, for some reason they won't let me in there, even though I am a whole Amazon associate and I make money on Amazon. Making more videos where you can link stuff, shouting out your links, it helps. You know, I always tell people, if you have affiliate links, you need to find a way to work whatever product you can into a video, not necessarily push it. You know, if y'all have seen my videos, I will literally talk about something and I'll be like, hey, I'm wearing this. The link is in the description box down below if you want to buy it. And sometimes people will. Not all the time, but sometimes people will if they really like something enough, or if it's on sale or something like that. And it's a great alternative to make money if you are not monetized just yet. The other thing that I learned was to create processes to effectively create content. So I've gotten better with the way that I record. Like, I will set up everything to record the day before. So for example, if I plan on recording 3 videos, I will make sure I have my makeup set out, my hair set out, the items that I need to record said video. I'll make sure that I have my outlines written out, so I don't have to worry about, okay, what are we talking about? What do we want to focus on? Making sure that you have a process is so freaking important, even with editing. Originally, when I was editing my reactions, I set it up in a way that was way too difficult, did too freaking much. However, after some time of me doing it, I figured out better processes and ways to edit stuff. That way it's way more easier for me to do it and it's not as time consuming. It is very important to come up with processes so that you are not wasting time as a content creator. Speaking of that, batch recording is important. Make sure you batch record and edit in advance, which is something that I heavily learned this year. Again, which leads into the second thing I learned: plan ahead. Everything. Content ideas. We need to be some time ahead with planning content. Like, normally I will make a blueprint of everything I want to discuss for 3 months, like for the quarter, but I need to actually be strict about the way that I do stuff. And then if something so happens to come up, sure, you could do that. End up doing it. It's better to plan your content ahead, at least for 2 months. That way you're not worrying about what to post. You know, be mindful of holidays if you want to talk about holidays, or keep in the know of trending videos if you want to make a trending video. You really need to be ahead of the game so that you could be consistent and so that you are not stressed out, because so many of us will record or plan stuff last minute and then we gotta rush to edit. It's just a lot. Making sure you plan ahead, even editing ahead, which is something that I'm going to work on for next year. I would like to be in the mindset of editing content a couple weeks ahead of time. That way I'm not stressed, because it was too many times when I didn't feel like doing anything, where I was sick or something. I had intention to do stuff and then it threw me off. Something happened in life that threw me off and I wasn't able to be consistent because of that. So plan ahead. Experiment till you find what works for you. Originally, when I started my other channel, I was just throwing everything at the wall. I can't remember what the creator name is, but it's like the spaghetti effect, where you're just tossing spaghetti at the wall, and the spaghetti is, every string of spaghetti is a different concept, and you're just throwing stuff at the wall until you find something that sticks. And for me, what I did was I tried so many different things, and then I figured out, okay, these are the topics people are interested in. So how are we about to do this? Because we can't mix both. It does not make sense. So then I ended up realizing I need to have 2 channels so it would make sense. So I have my more entertainment channel, which is my main channel, and then I have this channel, which is my vlog channel, where I can do vlogs, reviews about specific things that I feel like would be helpful to y'all. Because originally I thought having a niche wasn't that crucial. Having a niche is very important. And I tried to fight it, but you have to have some sort of uniform category of topic you're talking about on one channel. Because I will say, I feel like because I talked about so many different things, a lot of people would like a lot of the variety of content that I had available. But if someone came to my channel, like if I wanted to work with brands, or if someone liked something specific, it would hinder them from wanting to work with me, or hinder them from even subscribing to me, because they're like, I came for our movie reactions. Now I'm seeing you talk about deodorant. What's that about? I don't care about that. That does not make sense. So I was like, okay, I'm going to separate the two, do more of my woman vlog stuff over here, and then just keep my entertainment stuff on that other channel, because it makes more sense. Which leads me to, if you have multiple interests, it's okay to have more than one channel. It's all right if you are interested in different things. From my experience, having all those things on one channel does not make sense. It could be hindering for your growth. It could also be confusing to the viewer, confusing the brands. So it's better if you have multiple channels. And in reflection of what I just said a little while ago, plan your content out. If you have multiple channels, plan it out for both of them. Don't just be trying to come up with stuff on the fly. It's better to plan content if you're trying to be consistent on multiple channels. Plan it out a month or 2 in advance. Check in every month to keep up with it, because if you have too many channels, it can be stressful. It can be very much overwhelming. You aren't going to know what to post. You're not going to be consistent if you don't know what to post. You might even forget about your channel, because I've seen that happen with a lot of people too, where they'll have multiple channels and then they're not consistent on all of them, or they're just consistent on one. Or, you know, they realize it's too much, they get overwhelmed, burnt out, and then they don't want to do it on anything anymore. The last thing I learned was that going live is a vibe, but you have to be willing to either teach something or entertain. Whether you have topics of discussion to share, whether you are showing people that you're doing something, you need to have something to share. I have been in a lot of different people's lives on YouTube. Some of y'all consistently. The people who are really successful with doing lives get right is the fact that I guess it depends on your audience, because some people, their audience will just talk with them about whatever, and then some people, they need topics. However, I feel like if you have topics, it's much easier to connect with your audience, because when people show up to your live, you are the entertainment. You are there to entertain them. Your audience is not there to entertain you. So it is very important to understand that you are kind of like a TV show, a live TV show. And your purpose is to be entertaining enough so that people will want to stick around. Now, if you're just going live for your community, that's one thing. But if you're trying to attract more viewers consistently, you kind of have to have some sort of entertainment. You got to have something that you're doing. You got to have conversations to talk about or something, because again, I feel like a lot of us YouTubers, we create content for us, obviously, but I feel like doing live is a completely different experience because you're engaging in real time. You know, I've seen a lot of people complain about how they won't have consistent viewers. Even me, I don't really be having consistent viewers. However, every now and again, I'll have random people show up and they'll end up subscribing to me because they like that I'm engaging with them. They like that I'm asking them questions. They feel comfortable enough to interact with me. It's better if you have something that you're doing or something that you're talking about. Because if you show up, you're not doing anything, it's kind of hard for people to stick around. It's like, sure, they want to see your beautiful face, but at the same time, what are we doing here? What are we talking about? That's another reason why sometimes I will start conversations in other creators' lives that I show up in sometimes, because I'm like, okay, I see that you're not really talking about anything, so how about I bring up something to talk about? How about we discuss this, or you express your opinions on this? You need to have something to discuss, something to entertain, something. If you sit on the live stream and don't do anything, and I will say too, I started going live for the first time this year, and my first live was horrible. I was basically talking to myself the entire freaking time. This was before I learned about doing I think it's vertical live streams, because vertical always did so much better for me versus this way. It's hard. Going live is hard, especially when you don't have anybody in there and you're talking to yourself. Vertical live streams are definitely the way to go. It's definitely a great way to attract a new audience. However, I also recommend, if you get new people in there, shout out your other content. Hey, I create vlogs. I'm always having a great time. Rock with me. Subscribe. You know, whenever I go live, I make sure I have a pinned comment that says, like the live, subscribe. Sometimes you don't always want to tell people like and subscribe, you know what I mean? If you plan on going live, show some personality, do an activity, but you need to be doing something in a live stream. But those are the things that I learned. Let me know in the comments down below, if you're a content creator, what did you learn? Or if you aren't a content creator, what did you find interesting from this video? Within doing YouTube, a completely different ball game. The experience is different. You really lean into creativity. You really lean into diving into potentially different hobbies, different experiences, sharing your experiences or sharing your creativity. Creating is different. It is time consuming. It is a lot of work. I feel like a lot of people don't understand how much work does go into content creation, and the fact that a lot of us are doing it for free. It's always nice to authentically support people. It's always nice to show your appreciation for somebody's content if you actually really enjoy it. Sometimes those words of affirmation and just speaking positivity into somebody can go a long way. It can make you feel much more motivated to continue on, because I know for me, I didn't realize I was a words of affirmation type of person when it came to content creation, but it does get me going. It does make me feel good about myself when someone says, oh, I really like your content, genuinely. Or when someone really messes with me, vibes with me. The way I'm gonna be so glad when I'm not sick no more. Also, continuing my advent calendar from Victoria's Secret. It'll be linked down below if y'all want it. Today's scent is Aqua Kiss. It is water lily, pink grapefruit, and it is supposed to be bright and fresh. I don't know what this is about to smell like. I'm kind of concerned. I feel like it's going to be very sweet. Oh, that's not bad. It actually smells like air freshener. You know what's so funny to me? I let my husband smell a variety of these scents, and he always tells me, air freshener, air freshener. I'ma buy this one. This one smells really freaking good. I think it's the grapefruit. And you never would think grapefruit would be a great scent, but it smells really good. I really like the Aqua Kiss. I will be buying that in lotion form. I'm debating. I may do a Victoria's Secret haul in February because some of these scents I cannot wear during the summertime, or I can only wear them in the house because I do not want no bugs after my ass. I really don't. That's always the issue with me. If we get something sweet smelling, we don't want the bugs after us. I'm gonna have to find some other perfumes that are more not sweet because I do not want any issues. I don't want no parts. The Aqua Kiss will be buying. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you learned, what you thought was interesting. I think I have 3 or 4 videos I'm gonna post to close out the end of the year, and then we're gonna hop right into other videos. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll be seeing y'all again soon. Stay blessed, stay positive. Bye.